Welcome into the Ringerverse. This is, of course, the Ringers Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Steve, the architect, Ahlman, the builder and tinkerer of things. We are Jomi, the explainer, Adeniran. You got Knuckles with you.
Got Knuckles with
We couldn't even get through the fucking first 5 seconds.
I like this. I like when you have a mascot. You kind of like our Knuckles.
That's what I was saying, bro.
Old man
Jomi
Tails.
is not Knuckles. I feel like you're more Tails.
No, he's Tails.
I'm definitely
Your
Tails.
Tails?
He's
He
definitely
of the
Tails.
receding resurgent
Wait,
hairline.
I'm Shadow then. He's Sonic.
He's Sonic,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm probably James Marsden.
All right.
Coke Baby Chuck, 24 karat closer, aka the brunch hottie. We got the Midnight Collective back there. Who's back there?
No, Cory.
It's
Cory.
Kermah. It's Kermah, guys.
Kermah, dog. Did you get sleep last night?
No,
We got the Midnight
it's
Collective.
Kerm and Cory back there.
Kermah and Cory back there. The two C's.
Casey and JoJo.
Casey and JoJo.
There you go.
Casey and JoJo. Oh, you know what it is? It's a black and white cookie.
Ooh.
Ooh, right.
It's a black and white cookie.
Half an Oreo.
The white is white and the black is black is back there. A lot of
Yeah.
people was like, man, we saw Kermah on screen. He not even that dark. What you talking about? No, that's the joke. Together we are known as the Midnight Boys. All right. Follow us on socials, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Save Jomi's Shop. Jomi?
All right, socials going great, guys. We got so many fun stuff from the House of Midnight that we did on Craven coming for y'all. So make sure y'all lock in on the socials. Got some videos for y'all.
Oh, yeah.
We're on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You can watch every Midnight Boys and House of Art on youtube.com/@Ringerverse program. Tomorrow, the Midnight Boys are giving you their instant reactions to the first Superman trailer from James Gunn. And they released a little bit of it today.
Are you out?
I didn't watch
We
it.
need,
I didn't watch
we
it.
Are
need
you
to
out?
stop with the teaser,
Teaser
for the teaser
teasers.
trailer.
No, I'm done with
Enough
that.
is
Outta
enough.
here,
Enough
bro.
is enough.
We need to
Yeah.
stop. Just drop the shit.
Now, here's the thing. You guys say that, and I agree.
Right.
But I continue to say over and over and over again on the other pod that we did, this movie will be a gauge to how cooked we are.
Uh-huh.
They are treating this movie like it is the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They are.
It's very high leverage. We'll say that.
They definitely are.
Because
you guys,
they know.
Did you guys watch the little teaser?
No,
I did.
I did not.
I already saw some people being like, they're using the Zack Snyder filter and they cooked. I'm like, all
this
right,
is 2
it's
seconds.
the teaser of the teaser. Relax, bruh.
They should have shot it on film, though.
All right.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. On Friday, the Mid Boys are chasing rings with their instant reactions to Sonic 3. Now, this has Keanu Reeves as Shadow.
Yes.
Idris Elba is back as Knuckles.
Correct.
Do they off the little white girl?
I cannot say.
Who is Tails again?
Colleen O'Shaughnessy. She plays Tails in all the media.
So she's
Yeah.
Tails in all of them, but who is she in real life? I don't know what that is.
She's
a voice actress. Yeah.
Oh, she's voice. Oh, shout out to her.
Yeah.
She gets to, but so they bring everybody else. That is kind of fucked up for Tails though,
Why?
because they brought in the heavy hitters for the rest of them. And for Tails, they brought in a
I
veteran
don't know.
voice
No
actress.
offense to the
No
guy who
offense,
voices
sir.
Sonic. He's not necessarily.
No, Ben Schwartz,
Schwartz
bro,
is
he's
great.
been locked in.
No, he's an OG. Like, he's
Yeah.
like one of my favorite parts of Parks and Rec, but it's not like he Keanu.
Yeah, but they continue to up the ante, is what I'm saying.
But
shout out to Tails.
it's also a continuation of a thing where I'm like, no, we have incredible voice actors to be in animated things that are not only in video games and animated shows, but they deserve to be in animated films.
I'm
And
sorry,
rather
that's
just
why
like, I get it.
I
Star
can't fuck
cachet.
with Knuckles. No, like, I love Idris, but every single time Knuckles talks, I'm like, that's Idris Elba. That
So you
But
guys,
it's funny.
You
It's
guys,
funny.
you guys want justice for the voice actors now? We gotta have the.
They're on strike right now.
We
Come
have to have a Midnight Boys and just make a list of people who we want justice for, because it's a long list.
I was
Right.
about to say, you know how everybody's like, it's the unwokening. Should we have an unwokening Midnight Boys?
We should, because
What?
First one of 2025.
Shout out
Grand
to all the
closing.
voice actors.
Right after the inauguration, have an Unwoken
That's an
podcast.
unwokening.
Unwokening.
Shout out to
Oh.
all of the voice actors out there, but y'all need the people to go out and see the movie so they
Oh,
put the
right.
in that bitch.
It's the
All
third
right.
one.
no,
They've seen it.
fuck this, because no
Come
kid
on,
is just
chill,
like,
bro.
it's like Keanu Reeves is Shadow. Daddy, we gotta go to the
Now
beach.
we gotta see John Wick
No-
as Shadow.
No kid, but see, you guys are such young grasshoppers. No
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, but I know.
no
I
kid
know the
feels
parents
that.
buy the tickets.
No,
I get it.
no. But in the promotion of this movie,
Right.
in the promotion of the movie, it helps to have a big star promote the movie.
Mhm.
Y'all will learn till y'all gonna make y'all first film and that bitch gonna flop. And then all of a sudden, y'all
Yes,
gonna
we're looking to make our.
We didn't cast nobody
it's gonna be
famous.
Chris Evans is returning as
He will return.
well, I told y'all, they bringing him back as Nomad.
As soon as the red one
As
came
soon
out.
as they bring him back, Chris Evans was like, fuck that red one shit. Also, House of R keeps cooking with their Skeleton Crew and Doom Prophecy Deep Divers. Doom Prophecy is a good show.
Yeah,
I'm taking your word
for
for it. Yeah.
I like it.
I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
That weird ass. Have y'all watched it?
No.
Have you watched it?
Yeah, it's a little dry.
Have you watched it? No, you haven't watched it. So you guys don't know. I like it. I like it.
That's
I like
fine.
the show.
I'm glad you like it.
Bruh, I was real quick before we get to it. Speaking of Doom, I want to know in Doom. I want to know how far Dune is going to go because I'm
All the
learning.
way.
I'm learning all about Leto Atreides II
Right.
Okay.
and Gigantic Worm Man,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I want to see Gigantic Worm Man on.
They
screen.
Doom
never
Messiah
let-
is going to be crazy.
They never
if they do
letting
that.
Timmy become the mutant worm.
Well, that's not. He doesn't become it. It's his son.
Son.
Yes, his
Yeah.
son.
Wait, I thought that
Leto
Timmy,
Atreides is
spoiler
second.
alerts for Dune, I thought he gets blinded.
Nah, fuck it.
Go-
The shit came out in the 70s.
Read the Wikipedia.
Fuck it.
Like, nigga,
Like,
like,
it's an
I
old
thought-
book.
I thought he
It's
goes.
an old book.
I thought he
It's an old
goes into the. He gets blinded. He goes into
He
the.
wanders into the desert. Yeah.
Oh, so it's his son who
His
becomes
son
the mutant
becomes the
Yes.
big worm.
Yeah.
Here's the thing:
His son
if you
becomes
have
Big
some
Worm.
fun, go to
Big
Google Images, type in that nigga,
and then
and they're like,
just this.
I like
It's like trade proposition.
I like all the different iterations of him.
yes,
Some of them have him with like arms as a big worm. Some of them have just a worm with a face.
Some of them is like
so
a bad.
funny.
They try to make a
You
worm
like
a bad
coin a
bitch.
face
They're just
stealer?
How
like,
are you going to make that? How is Denny going to do that if he dares try?
Well, look, I haven't read Doom Messiah.
Right.
So
It's weird.
I haven't read Doom Messiah, but if he is to become the worm, now does he become the worm in Doom Messiah, or there's a subsequent book where he becomes
Children
the worm?
of Dune
Children
is
of
like
Dune.
when that is really when that kicks off. But I'm guessing that that's going to probably incorporate like because Messiah is like compared to Dune, Messiah is like this big. It's it's quite
I
short.
don't think Denny gon' do.
Hold on for a second. On today's show, we're giving you our instant reactions to Skeleton Crew, and boy, could I not be happier.
I'm so happy.
I'm glad y'all. I'm glad y'all happy.
You better be glad.
Spoilers for Skeleton Crew now. We're getting ready to talk about
Skeleton Crew.
You're listening to a reaction podcast. The spoilers are coming. All right, this is 3 and 4. We got to put you in the know. Got to get you all inside. Oh yeah, the only person that can do that is Chuck
Can we?
Wagon.
All right,
Chuck,
before
take
we
it away.
this is a kid show. Can we be serious?
Nah, that's a kid show.
Safe for the kids.
This show right here is for motherfucking men. You know, and women.
This show is for men.
Yeah, we are. I would say right now
Okay.
that we are probably the standard bearer for mature and earnest discussion of superhero / nerd content.
Tune into Midnight Mulligans to see what Charles says about X-Men 97.
Well, that was a man take. That was a man take.
Y'all,
you can't say he
That was
doesn't
a
know
man
business.
y'all,
take.
look, okay, so Charles almost fucked me up because I had something to do later on, and I had a little bit of a cough, and the timing on Charles's, which you guys are going to be incensed, but the
Absolutely.
you
It's
guys are
over.
going to be incensed.
It's
but
over.
the timing on Charles's delivery couldn't have been better.
No, it's
Charles
incredible.
to me, Charles should be a
I
stand-up
promise you, we're not hyping it up. It's the most insane thing that's
Guys,
ever
I'm
happened.
Yeah.
I'm being so serious.
I believe you. I
sure,
really do.
yeah.
All right,
Nobody
bruh.
believes you're not serious.
Because here's the thing, I was about to walk up in this bitch and be like, you know what? I got some positive things to say today about Skeleton Crew, but y'all fucked it, bro.
Go for it.
No,
Do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah.
Please.
All right, well, we ready for the Midnight Manifest?
Yes.
You're
All right. All right, this is your Midnight Manifest for Skeleton Crew, episodes 3 and 4. On at and the kids' parents freak out because the droids aren't helping them find them kids. Jude Law keeps faking the funk about being a Jedi, but manages to escape the pirate planet with the kids in SM-33. Jude Law visits its alien cat friend Kim, who calls him Crimson Jack. Kim is a little bit of a computer nerd, helps the kids locate a cluster of hidden planets where Aten should be. Jude Law and the homies escape before the X-Wing fighters can come and interrogate them. The team then ends up on Ak Akron, a war-torn planet next to Aten, full of little child soldiers. Neil gets his future Hendrix on and falls for Hannah. Eventually, the crew finds out that the coordinates for Aten were destroyed by SM-33, who goes kid killer on the young homies, and Neil saves his friends before fainting. That has been the Midnight Manifest for Skeleton Crew 3 and 4. All right. Then, we didn't speak about episode 3, but before we get there, we got a Neil-heavy episode.
Yeah.
Honestly, might be the MVP of Star Wars this year.
Neil.
I think easily.
I
might
love
be
that kid.
How
I love
are you?
it.
How
He's
are you
talking to
feeling
me.
halfway through the season?
He's talking to me, and I gotta get my Neil takes off. Okay,
Let's do it.
so fucking just.
Are you a Neil hater?
No.
He's not a Neil hater.
No.
Okay.
Neil's the only thing keeping me on. I'm like, I'm
argue
rocking
that
with my nigga Neil.
I argue that the show should be completely oriented around Neil.
I would agree.
Like Neil.
Episode 4
They need
is
to
like
give him the penguin
let me
treatment.
talk. Jesus Christ.
passionate
So,
about Neil.
I'm not gonna be hyper verbose because we got 2 episodes and everybody's gotta get this shit off. But Neil is kind of what Star Wars is missing a little bit, and let me tell you what I mean. Neil is a character that is like discovering his own power, discovering how the things that have made him make him uniquely qualified to navigate this world. Everybody else in this story is actually Star Wars pilled, except for Neil. Everybody else is Star Wars pilled. One kid wants to be a Jedi. One kid kind of wants to be Han Solo. One kid kind of wants to be C-3PO. And
See, all right, don't.
Crazy.
a little bit. Like
right.
Neil is kind of the one that encapsulates the wonder that like Star Wars is really known for, and the character that we haven't had for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll say this real quick, and then I'll turn it over. I discovered something. There's a pluck formula that works. Pluck plus danger, I don't like it.
Okay.
Pluck plus wonder, it works. Pluck plus danger is like, hey, we got to go up here and cross the bridge. I don't want to cross the bridge. I want to talk about boys. Shut up! Cross the bridge. But pluck plus wonder, when you put kids together and they're plucky, but they're learning how small their world really is, it's like, it reminds me of riding my bike to a new neighborhood in Baton Rouge when I was a kid. And we're like, yo, are these niggas gonna kill us? Like that.
God damn.
I mean, that's how it was.
Wow.
But then you meet new friends and all of that stuff. So I'm really enjoying Skeleton Crew, and I couldn't agree with you more about Neil.
All right, guys, Mint Boys. How are we feeling? Episode 3, 4, halfway through. I think there's only 8.
Yeah.
Jomi?
I mean, I thought these episodes were really fun. To your point, I think Neil is the MVP of the season so far. Episode 4 in particular, because you mentioned him discovering himself and not knowing his own power. I'm watching him in episode 4, and I see that, bro, ain't a falling for you, bro. He don't even know what he's doing. Neil, the Riz God.
I know you felt that.
He was in his bag.
Milk merchant. He was going crazy.
When he relaxed. But he didn't even know. He was just like having a conversation.
Being kind.
He was just being himself.
Bro, my man tried to invite Shorty home on the first link. He's like, I was like,
And she wanted to go.
Yeah,
She
I was
wanted
like,
to go.
hey,
She wanted to
bro.
be with dad.
I
She
was like,
in tears.
Neil.
She was like,
keep it P.
she was like,
Let me go backflip out of here.
Once she was like,
I wanna
hey,
go,
Neil, I
okay.
want to show you something. And then she brought out the big gun. I'm like, oh, man.
come on, man.
She loved this, man.
You thought Neil was about to? You thought it was about to happen for Neil?
He got
She gave
All
him
right,
a little
so-
kiss on it.
She gave him a kiss.
She gave him a kiss.
Neil be trunking the hell out of her, man.
Wait, I will. Wait,
Stop.
can I say,
Stop.
who's the little girl homie from the first episode that he had the crush on?
I can't remember.
I can't
her
remember
name.
her
yeah,
name.
he's working up the nerve to talk to her.
Do you
Yeah.
think she gonna be like get home? He's
Oh,
gonna
no. When Neil come back, Neil gonna have his shit slicked back like Pat Riley. When Neil gonna get back, she gonna come to Neil, and Neil gonna be like, yo, hold on.
Oh,
a second.
Nah,
I'm with my
I
big
gotta
brother.
go.
That's how it always happens. Like when you go there, you get your little shit up.
Yeah.
Cause y'all, have y'all ever had that? It was like one summer you was whatever. Then summer passes, you grow a couple
got
inches, you
some
come back
sauce.
to school. Hey man, it's like I'm shooting basketball.
It's like easy.
I'll get
I
to
was
you
saying in
after.
high school, I don't know what it is. Once that junior, senior year hits, something like you just stop caring. You come back for something
So
like,
Neil's gonna
I
have
got money in my pocket.
It's a little
Nigga,
different.
Neil's gonna
Back the
have a
fuck up.
post-middle school glow up like you've never seen.
Oh man.
So
The hoe's gonna be
real
on
quick.
you.
I haven't told a dad story in a while, but my dad noticed when this happened.
Uh-oh.
Have I ever told y'all the condo story?
I don't think
What?
so. I haven't heard
So
a
my
condo
dad
story.
noticed when this happened, right? My dad noticed when I started to feel myself a little bit.
Okay.
When I was, and he could tell that it was going down, that I had finally achieved the sticking.
Mm-hmm.
And so dad calls me over. He goes, "Now look, here you go. Take some money." I was like, "What?" He's like, "I want you to go get some condos now." I'm like, "What?" "I want you to get some condos. I want no babies coming around here. You go to the store and get some condos." And I'm like, Are you saying you mean condoms?" My daddy was country as shit. He's like, "Yeah, whatever they call, put it on your dick, cause I ain't trying to have no coming in this house." And we had like a serious moment, and then I just burst into laughter, and then continued to hit my high school girlfriend raw for the rest of the
Oh
day.
my
Okay, all right.
gosh.
We're gonna.
All right, bro.
Yo.
Actually, no, this is Sex Positive Podcast.
Yo.
Sex
That's
Positive
fine.
Podcast.
Sex
Yeah,
Positive
but
Podcast.
I will say,
that is
my
nuts,
uncle took me shopping for like college. We went to Costco. We roll up. All I see that man, he just picks up a huge box of condoms and puts it. I'm like,
Don't bring the babies.
I feel like the man, but I'm not gonna even get through all these.
Don't bring the don't bring the baby. You can hand them out to your homies and like stuff like that. But don't bring no babies back up in here.
Well, I think by the time I went to college, they were just giving out free.
Oh no,
Yeah,
they were still
yeah, it
giving
was
them
all
free
over.
out. But
Oh,
here's
they
the
were
thing,
giving them free out.
I wasn't really trusting them shits because sometimes I'm like, these are the cheap joints.
They really are. They're the
You know?
worst ones.
Also something happened during college that made me. So there was one time that they had the condoms in the student center at Southern, and one was a Kiss of Mint condom, and it was a flavored condom for oral sex.
All right.
But
Did that shit have your shit burning?
so I didn't realize that it was for oral sex. So I took is a mint flavored condom.
Oh man, this is the start of the day.
Hello, Ringiverse fans. I regret to inform you that due to the initiation of Deep Shadow Protocol, this bit had to be edited out of the pod. I know, I'm just as disappointed as you are. Thanks as always for listening, and the Midnight Boys, pew pew, we'll get back to you shortly.
Well, I didn't know about like to me. I'm not knowing what's going on. I'm not knowing what she's trying to say. But I heard burning, and all I thought about was that. So I'm like, it was my fault, and we were cool. We were cool for a long time. We were cool.
Never circled the block ever.
Never circled the block, and it was definitely the Kiss of Mint thing. But
I'm gonna
it was
black
like
out.
we stopped. We had a great night. We watched BET Uncut,
I lost
the
consciousness.
whole nine.
All right, getting back to Skeleton Crew.
Please, God.
Please.
Christ.
I like what you said, Van, about Neil being what Star Wars is missing, because I still think all of my feelings about the show and how I'm feeling about it are same from the pilot. But Neil felt like a beating heart that I could like kind of like latch on to and be like, even if I don't give a fuck about the rest of these kids, there's something about his storyline. It's not just him being cute. That I was just like, okay, like I can vibe with this.
It's
like,
working.
I can get down.
To me, I'll be honest with you, and like Skeleton Crew is just a good show to me. Like I'm watching the show.
Yeah.
It's just a good show.
Mhm.
Like I think before, first of all, it looks good, and that's very important.
Oh, it looks
does look
incredible.
good.
There's
It does.
I will give it
sequences
that.
that
It
are
does look
like
good. It looks-
legitimately awesome.
It looks incredible, and I'm watching the show, and so much of to me, I'm not gonna get super deep. Like the show is like changing, breaking new ground,
Right.
for whatever.
Yeah.
But so much of like what was wrong with past Star Wars shows to me, where they were trying to tell us stuff that we already knew. They're trying to show us things that had already been rumored about and just render them in a compelling enough way on screen to satisfy curiosity that other properties had already put in. Like showing us a live action version of the poster from Rebels or all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That this show just doesn't feel like that. It feels fresh and interesting in a way that some other properties haven't. And that is really anchoring my interest in the show.
Watching the show feels like so nutritious when
What?
it comes to like just good storytelling. that like I genuinely didn't realize how much I missed it in Star Wars until now, because there's so many great storytelling interactions, particularly between Jude Law's character Jod and Smee, SN33, that is so well choreographed that it's just immediately intriguing to where I didn't think that we've had this in quite a long time. Yeah. Between episodes 3 and 4, we've had him like kind of coming into his own with these kids, pretending that he's a Jedi, going along with this lie. And while us as an audience not fully knowing that, like, clearly he knows this ship, clearly he knows who SM-33 is, there's this interesting like acknowledgement / not acknowledgement between SM-33 and Jod that they're not speaking about something, but clearly there's a known history between the two of them that he's both keeping from the kids, and while also knowing that that Smee can physically best him, that while like it's keeping the kids safe from anything that he can do to them. Like he stops them from getting on the ship, and is like the actual leverage that the kids have over him physically, while still trying to like coerce both him and the kids to come to their side, while kind of gaining trust. Some of that trust is gained in episode 4, but Jude Law is actually doing an incredibly good balancing act of making this kind of like frustrated, desperate, scoundrel type character become endearing to not only kids, but clearly being devious and duplicit enough to his own ends. I absolutely love this.
It's a lot of fun. I laughed. Like, this show is, I'm gonna say weirdly funny, but like Star Wars isn't like laugh out loud for the most part funny.
Right.
This episode got me a couple times.
Which episode? We're doing 2.
Oh, episode 4.
Little freaky motherfucker.
All right. Episode 4 got me when they've got him surrounded with all the guns. He's like, yeah, man, just shoot me.
Just shoot me.
Just shoot me. Like I laughed my ass off. I was like, that's really funny. I think going back to even episode 3, the relationship between the kids and Jod has really grown, like you've mentioned. Like when they visit Kim, voiced by Aleya Shawkat, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I was fucking with Kim.
Kim was great.
Yeah.
Like the owl. Like I was kind of like freaked out a little bit because
but that's such a great character for like kids to like immediately trust and like feel whimsical and cool.
I mean, owls are kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? Because they look soft and cuddly, but they will murder the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
But
what are you talking about?
Who?
Owls?
Owls?
Owls are vicious.
You're scared of owls?
I'm not scared of owls. I'm not scared of owls.
They can be vicious.
Vicious.
It's like why you're not afraid of hippos, but like don't fuck with hippos.
Afraid of hippos.
Well, hippos are man killers.
Definitely afraid of a hippo.
Owls, I always look at it as, wow, it's an owl. I always feel lucky to see an owl.
I do feel
There's just something I don't know about owls.
If an owl was attacking me, though, I'll punch the shit out that owl.
I don't know, man. They got not 3.
They're fast as shit too.
Like
I could beat at least 2 or 3 owls.
If an owl's coming at you at 80 miles an hour,
huh? Oh, you're not familiar with their game. Nah, owls.
Yeah.
How many owls do you think that you can beat hand to hand?
Hand to hand. Why am I punching an owl? Owl coming at me, bro.
Well, it's not really going to be hand to hand, right? The owl's going to swoop.
Exactly.
No, but you'll be using its talons. You just need to get one hook in, or just get a wing. And
that's like trying to punch a fastball from a pitcher in the MLB. Like it's like
I don't know if the owl's moving at 90 miles an hour.
It's not.
Look it up. Look it up. How fast is an owl? Dan, how many owls do you think you could beat up before they get you?
Well, I don't think I would ever engage in single combat with an owl.
They can hit up to 60 miles an hour.
Okay, cool. That was actually okay.
That's pretty fast.
So it's a Little League World Series fastball. Not a
Little League.
Sure.
What kid do you know? Okay, whatever.
They can throw 60.
They can throw 60?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No? I'm sure. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I do feel like I could swipe at an owl, but then I'm going to get out of there. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
No, you can't run. Like this is an owl like following you. Like it's trying to attack. All right, it's trying to attack Bozeman.
Oh no, we gotta get busy.
Well, you got the shotty.
Yeah,
for
you
that,
got the gun.
So,
yeah, I got. But I don't. If I don't have the gun, But one thing is, I'll use the hat. So I'll take the hat off and use the hat as
defense.
As defense. But look, when I saw this, when I saw the owl in the show, I'm thinking to myself, what a great character.
Oh, yes. So
because
I love Kim.
Kim is an owl. There's some wisdom there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a Star Wars character that it feels like they're trying too hard with. You know what I mean? And you trusted it. Yeah, you trusted it. You trusted it more than you trusted the Jude Law character. What's his name again?
Jod, no.
John, like you trusted it more than you trusted him at the same time. But then at the end, something really interesting happens. They've done this thing to where the kids are sort of, and Adeniran is sort of removed from the, I guess, orthodoxy of the New Republic.
Yeah.
So you don't know if the New Republic, if the X-Wings, which normally are the cavalry in any Star Wars movie, you don't know if they mean harm or if they mean good.
I mean, the kids are running away like they're the enemy. They don't have what we have.
Whatever stops our adventure here is the bad guy.
Yeah.
So if the X-Wings are gonna take these kids and put them somewhere and get them back, that's like kind of bad because that stops our adventure.
And I thought that scene at the end of episode 3 was really fun, where like they basically do Smuggler's Run. They're like, you pilot the ship, you do the lower guns, you do the higher guns.
Crazy thing, by the way, to put those kids on those guns.
All right, that was the one moment where I was like,
what if those kids killed somebody?
They might have, they could have.
Wim was shooting that thing where I was just like, Wim, you about to kill.
He was doing a 360.
Well, he was in that ship. He was in that thing rolling, bro.
They gotta get Wim out of here.
Here's the thing, man, and this is tough for me because I love pluck. You know what I'm saying? Like it means something to me to see a kid go out, live his best life, his best adventure. Wim, you got to stay on track, bro.
Yeah, man.
You got to stay focused. Everybody trying to get home.
Literally.
And he like, man, they were like, they thought they found that in episode 4. And he's like, man, I want to keep this thing going. No, bro, you 9 years old. You got to be with your family at the crib, bro. Can't be out here running around the universe like that.
The only person that's on his side.
I'm not going to lie. There is a Jackson 5 component to this show where sometimes I'm just like, Wim, stay in the fucking background. Hit your marks. Let
Hit
Neil
your marks.
Yeah, dog. Like they need a Joe Jackson here. Where I'm just like, Wim, you're not the star, nigga.
Hold on,
back the fuck up.
They need
like Neil Cook. Like,
we need more like a Phil Jackson. Like, hey man, you really not. You think to your point? You
sit him down, do some yoga.
You Tito. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, calm down, bro.
So, all right, so I can't tell if the thing that is like keeping me away from this show is just I'm too old and washed. Because I will be real. I didn't hate these last 2 episodes, but I did fall asleep multiple times. Like not even in like legit like uncle like. And then I woke up. I'm like, whoa, where's Neil? So
where's Neil?
Is there just a point where it's just like this show might be too much for kids? Where I'm just like some of the intrigue, some of the mystery. I'm like, oh, this is a kid's show. Like I don't really give a fuck what that is. Like,
no. So here's the thing.
What?
Thank you. So I disagree. So Adeniran, Charles, what do you think it is?
I don't give a fuck. I don't care, bro.
Really?
No.
I think this actually has a cool mystery
This
at
has
the
a very
center
cool
of it.
mystery.
It's a cool mystery,
especially
too.
at the end of this episode where they're like, there are multiple of these planets, right?
That were sanctioned off from the rest of the
figured,
galaxy.
Like when we got to this planet and we saw that it was the ruins of an Adeniran-like planet, you wonder why these planets have been destroyed, but more importantly, why, Charles, have they been protected?
Exactly. Yes. And then they go to the center and they see like at Anacor, whatever. They all have coordinates, but not at Adeniran.
Yep.
That's been tracked off.
And then Smee he destroyed him.
That's what y'all getting
like,
up to in the morning. That's what is putting the fire in your belly.
Yeah.
Not knowing what Adeniran is.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, that's the If you look,
and it's all predicated about getting those kids home. Like if you don't
those
give
kids
a shit
who
about
do not belong
let's
there.
Be real. Well, let's be real. I see. There was a point where I did get excited in episode 4, where I was just like, oh, these little homies about to get radicalized. Like I thought when everybody got the blickies, I'm like, oh, they gonna learn how tough war is. Women's gonna knock somebody off and be like, damn, I killed someone. And then they just had plot armor, like, no, don't worry about it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, but it's not like those kids should know what war is.
They should.
Let's not recenter the entire pod around what's not working for Charles. Charles doesn't like Adeniran.
Very true.
He doesn't like.
Whoa! I told you I like him. I like Neil.
I get Neil. Let's
get
stay Neil peeled.
Man, he threw that rocket at SM-33. I was locked in. I was like, bro,
courage.
Look at him. He's bringing it. He's
bringing it. Neil. And then I thought I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. You know what I like? I like when the little girl flipped off the rock for no reason.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit you do when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Well, she was like, man, you
Mama, look at this. Mama, look at this. Go ahead, baby.
When she was in episode 3, when when like the X-Wings were like trying to look for them, and like she was stopping Jude Law from getting on the ship. He's like, no, you're gonna tell me what's happening now, and like Smee's gonna fuck you up, and if you don't, and like he looks up at him and he like gives that laugh that adults do, where you're like, he laughs like he's on his last nerve, like this fucking kid, like you fuck. All right,
These kids are annoying.
like you work for us now. Like do this and that. Like that's such a great dynamic to have. Like to keep those kids
because now he becomes a part of their
on
adventure.
equal footing to
Yeah.
him, because he's just as desperate and just as destitute as them, and he's not actually respecting where they're coming from. It's so fun. I
think
love it.
The thing that differentiates the show from a lot of like other plucky shows, like you mentioned, is that these kids kind of suck at everything. They're not like good
No,
at like. So when you think about like shows like Avatar, where they're like all 12, but like Katara's an waterbending prodigy, and Aang is the last airbender, and like Teen Titans, where they're all like superheroes in their own right.
Yeah.
Right. These kids kind of just stare, bro. They're just kind of along for the ride. You know, KB is probably like the most proficient at something, but even like Fern at the end of this episode is like, I'm not a captain. Right.
No.
We've talked about Wim ad nauseum, how much he stinks. Neil is finding himself. Right. But for the most part, these kids they don't really have anything to do to like get home.
That's my issue. I think you gotta
better.
You gotta trade Fern and Wim. I think KB and Neil, you can build a really solid team around them. They're bringing a lot. Like KB is just like, I don't trust you. You're not a Jedi. She's running the numbers. Neil is the heart. Fern and Wim, they just not adding enough to the team.
A lot of vibes there.
They're just, but the vibes are rancid when they come through. I'm like,
well, I think Wim is the story is Wim is, to your point, adding nothing. Like Wim is there for the pluck at this point. However, something happens in this last episode that was interesting. So if I look at the entire series, what I see is a bunch of kids who a part of their society is having people tell them what they're going to be.
Yeah.
Right? So you're looking at a situation on Adeniran where you don't get to decide what it is that you want to do. You look at a bunch of different things and you essentially pick from all of these different occupations, but you don't really know what they're for, right? They talk about it on the show. They don't really know what the adults are analyzing. They don't really know what's happening. They just know that they have to be cogs in the wheel. When you go to like a class, like a career class, they don't bring out like accountants. They bring out astronauts because kids have big dreams.
Career day,
they look at the sky and they have big dreams. These kids actually was the opposite. They have like small dreams. I want to be an analyst. I want to be a bean counter. I want to be this.
Yeah.
The show is a coming of age show where they understand how big their galaxy actually is and what they're actually good at. When you see Fern actually become a leader, when you see KB actually have like real utility in being able to figure things out, when you see Neil in this episode, really his humanity actually change somebody's outlook in the way that their war-torn life is.
And then Wim
is
also
still the one that we don't know because Wim is obsessed with the Jedi. Wim is obsessed with this big,
it's still a fantasy
adventure, but his utility might actually just be keeping everybody together.
Yeah.
His utility, because when she starts to doubt herself, he goes to talk to her. He actually sees a little power and goes to talk to her. And while she completely fucking disses him, it does.
That pissed me off.
And that made me mad.
I was like, all right. I was like, sis, like, relax on Wim. I can make fun of Wim.
While she completely fucking disses him, it does.
He sparks her.
He sparks her, or what's inside of her, which is to be a natural leader and a problem solver. I do think something, though. Let me ask you guys something. Does Wim's dad know something? Because while the rest of the parents are freaking the fuck out, I need my kid, I need my kid, I need my kid, he's obviously very concerned, but his reaction to the fact that they're out there in the galaxy and what it seems like more that he doesn't want them to figure out the secret of whatever is happening there than like whatever. Does he know something that we don't know.
I feel that the adults have some idea of what's going on, right? Like you don't work on this planet for how long? Just be like, oh, we're just here. He might know exactly what's going on. To your point,
I suppose, but when their reaction to those droids coming back and being like, they illegally crossed the barrier and the administrator can't really do anything, they're like, what? No, you have to do something.
Yeah.
But that seems antithetical to how that dad is reacting, because he seems to know that that's not going to be the case. To me, it seems like he is motivated to action of some kind that's going to be coming up in the next few episodes.
I mean, when you're kids,
like he might be taking things into his own hands when it comes to like this administrator or what can be done on this planet, because we don't really know what could happen to these other, like what happened to those other Adeniran.
Yeah,
that caused them all to be post-apocalyptic hellscapes.
Is this a Giver situation? You know the book? You didn't read The Giver at school?
It could be. It
Did
could
I
be
read
a
The
Giver
Giver?
situation, maybe.
Yes, if my teachers are listening, I did read The Giver.
You did not
Yes.
read The Giver.
Is this like a situation where it's like, Aten is essentially a totalitarian state, and they basically fucked over all the other planets, and they're trying to hide the fact that all these analysts are essentially
See,
like.
Charles, just let yourself fall into the story. That's a great.
Oh, what
theory.
if-
I'm not saying that.
But that actually would be
If they
actually
were like-
interesting.
like
If they were the
it could be that all of those planets.
Mm-hmm.
See, just let yourself feel, Chuck.
Nah, man.
It could be that all of those actual planets were actually in competition with each other.
Yeah.
Because when they landed, I was like, wait, so this is the same planet as, or at least it looks like Aten, and it's like bombed the fuck out. I was just like, did Aten fucking murk all these other planets? Like, that's where I was just like, oh,
Yeah,
that
or
seems
what
like-
if there is no administrator? What if it's just some big computer that's just keeping them there and everybody's just falling in
They-
line?
and- Wizard of Oz
and
is
look
over
at
here?
the small clues in here.
Yeah.
The kids learned about Alderaan. Alderaan is fucking dust.
Toast.
Like, and she goes, oh, you didn't hear much about the war. How could it possibly have been? What is the reason
Mhm.
that this huge galactic civil war would have happened? Alderaan is toast.
They don't even know about these aliens. They keep looking at these aliens like, wasn't there a moment in the show where who was the one who was just like, I've never seen one of y'all before?
Yet they know of the Jedi. They know of the Jedi. They know certain things about the what exists beyond their planet, but they don't know the big story
Exactly.
of how the universe gained its freedom from the oppressive and totalitarian empire.
Let me ask this. Now that they kind of dispatched of the Jedi, or at least Jude Law being a Jedi, does a Jedi need to show up in this?
Nah, probably not.
No, probably not.
no.
You don't think so?
I
Or
don't
do you
think
think a Jedi will show up?
I don't know if a Jedi will show up, but I think the show is doing a good job of being in the Star Wars universe, but taking us away enough of the meat and potatoes things that we think that we need to be
Right.
fed in order for the show to be.
Oh,
entertaining.
no,
And-
y'all
and that-
tripping.
and that's-
We need a Jedi.
And this is
What?
here's the thing.
We need a Jedi.
Here's
What are you
what I'll
talking
say.
about?
I don't actually mind whether or not a Jedi shows up in this story, because what I've seen so far, I have full confidence that if they do deploy one in this story, it will be
Deploy.
incredibly well
That's like motherfuckers being like, I hate watching dunks. I'm like, no, it's dope. Bring me a fucking lightsaber.
Who hates watching dunks?
Like, it's just like, that's what he's like, it needs Jedi. Star Wars needs a Jedi. I need somebody, Neil needs to pick up a
I'm not
fucking
saying
lightsaber
Star Wars
and go
needs a
crazy.
Jedi.
So
I'm
let
not-
me give
I'm never
you.
saying
So
that.
you're right about the dunks, right? Like you love dunks, but you love them when they matter.
Yeah.
True.
So
That is true.
if a team is down, like because I've seen this. So many,
When they
if a
dunk
team
and
is
you're down
down
20.
like 25, and a nigga get his windmill off,
Cool.
it's like, all right,
All right.
like you know,
You had a fast break.
We used to
That's
be, we used to be playing games, and a nigga would do like, oh shit, and run down the court going, yeah, and we'd be like, hey, bro, we up 25.
Scoreboard.
We up 25.
Scoreboard.
So the dunks, they have to matter. So if the
Sure.
Jedi, so in a game where it's a close game or a team is down 10 or 15 and a dunk gets a team energized, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
So if the Jedi comes into this story, it has to matter in some way.
Mhm.
And that will be the thing. Like if a Jedi comes into this story to prove that Jude Law has
Isn't.
no force powers, or in some way,
We-
if it's that
He
would
is
matter.
Which, by the
Is
way,
a
I'm
Jedi?
not entirely convinced that he doesn't.
I don't know. Does
It
it?
has
What do
four
you think?
powers because like he turned the lights off. Like he's able to do that stuff. Like I want to
think
know his
that
tricks.
shit could have been a timer.
I know.
No.
but
We gotta get
I
to
know
this. We
that-
gotta get to
Nah,
this.
he
This
was-
is
I wanted
this
to
is-
know the tricks. I
this
want to
is
see the
hating
tricks.
corner because I love KB. She was the only one I was like, guys, if I'm a kid, I don't care how young I am, and I Jedi like
I'm
it's
figuring
just-
out how you did that.
I'm like, all right, we running you through some trials. I'm like,
Make
you
the
know,
cup
you
move.
put
Make
enough
the-
to wait here. You'd be like, I need you to lift this up right now.
Right now.
You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
all this shit where I'm just like, there's trickery afoot. That should be Wim's role. He's just like, I've studied up on the Jedi, bro. He's just like, Jedi mind trick Neil right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, do some
a
tests.
kid would do that.
You guys are
Absolutely.
You guys are lying. If a Jedi was here, you would be
Make
like,
that-
I
make
want
that
to
camera move.
Do a
yeah,
flip.
make that
Make the
shit
camera
move, bro,
move.
right now.
Yeah.
Jedi mind trick me.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, if you're just gonna sit there and not do nothing.
He don't be doing nothing except like, oh,
But they kids though. So like I remember kids used to. It's so easy to impress kids.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, it's like you'll
All you need to do is turn
your
the lights
nephews
off.
will be around. You shoot wide open for 18. Uncle Van and in the NBA, he made it from way far back. And my you always got a hating ass cousin. Man, that's a free throw. You just a little nigga. Like you supposed to be able to do that. So right now, but for us, our expectations of the Jedi is different now. Like
Yeah.
Darth Vader, like crashed the whole ship. Like we want to see the Jedi. I'm sick of them making shit move. If a Jedi walked into this room right now, I'll be like, hey, bro, lift us off the ground, all four of us at the same time, make us fly.
Right.
Because I'm the Jedi, even the Jedi mind trick, that shit don't last long enough for me no more.
Whoa, sometimes it do though.
Tell me,
Like sometimes in Clone Wars, Ahsoka would be doing like some shit, and I'm just like, this seems a little bit too easy. Like in A New Hope, they be doing it and it'd be really, really quick. Sometimes in Clone Wars, I'm just like, Jedi mind tricks almost seems like it's a little Professor Xavier type shit.
I think that, but then it's true. But like, then it didn't work on Jabba because
What?
Jabba was too horny, bro. Jabba was locked in on Princess Leia, and so he was locked in on Princess Leia, and you couldn't mind.
It's
trick.
not.
I'm
It's not the
focused.
horniness.
What is it?
So I always thought that Jedi mind tricks was like if you have a weak
That is what
mind
it
or
is.
spirit,
That is what it
right?
is, yeah.
So I don't know if horniness comes into it. It's just you
But
got to
if
be around the block.
If you focused, like if you focus on some shit, Jabba was focused.
You don't think Jabba's battle tested?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure he is.
Runs a whole mob.
Sure, yeah, he runs a whole mob. But what I'm saying is that, like, to me, if you can focus on any one thing good, the Jedi mind trick won't work on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If it's anything.
It's distraction.
Like
It's
for me,
illusion. It's
I've seen over 400 porn movies. You can't Jedi mind trick me.
Over 400.
No.
Probably
That's
way more than that.
that's trying to Jedi mind trick Van while he's watching a porno.
True. Oh, you could probably do that.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
You could
Like,
probably
if
do
I'm
that.
at the strip club and there's like ass cheeks gyrating my face, a Jedi could do it
It's like,
really
you
easily.
will wash the
Because I'm
dishes.
I'm focusing on something, and then a Jedi is just like, oh, he's weak. He's not.
Nah.
You don't
See,
think
I
so?
agree. It can't be that because you're locked in, right? To your point.
Yeah.
If you're just like weak-minded in general, it's gonna work on you, right? But if
Obi-Wan
you're
said,
yeah.
But if,
Force
you're,
is strong.
but if you're focused on cinema,
If you're focused on the ass,
If you're
you
focused on
can't
the
be
ass,
Jedi
yeah,
mind.
somebody-
you can't get Jedi mind
right,
trick.
you can't get Jedi mind trick because honestly, the dancers try to Jedi mind trick you. They try to walk over and they try to go, "Hi, would you?" Nah, it's not about you. It's about her right now.
So you're saying if there was a bunch of Jedi strippers, their Jedi mind tricks would not work on you in the strip club?
Oh, so let me ask you. But see,
Wait,
here's
could
the
you Jedi mind trick with
see,
ass?
here's the thing though. This is why Star Wars is not working. I'll tell you why.
right. Plato,
'Cause
Aristotle.
This is
Socrates.
more interesting.
Right.
A whole Jedi nightclub, right? A whole nightclub of Force-sensitive dancers. That's a good show.
Hell yeah.
Like that's a good. Like if you want to do some shit set in the Star Wars,
Right.
mix the genres. A whole Force-sensitive like group of dancers working in, and it's like any other show. All the girls have different dreams. One girl wants to actually go to the Jedi Academy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But she's too old to start the training. You know, they're fighting against all of the guys in there, the pimps, the spice dealers. Get us in the underworld of Coruscant or wherever. where
Clone
there's-
Trooper generals come in promising
Clone
them
troopers
dreams, like
trying
I'm gonna
to-
take you out the club.
Right.
You know what I'm
they like,
saying?
like give us something.
We can go back to Naboo.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
We gotta live like this.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Give us something. Give us Hustlers, the Jennifer Lopez movie,
Hell yeah.
mixed with the Force. J-Lo can come in here and she could actually be the lead.
If we being real, if Qui-Gon had taken Anakin, to the club, I don't think he would have been freaking out on Obi-Wan when he walked out of the ship like that.
Yep.
He would have kept it Pete.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of that.
Obi-Wan,
of that meme. When
Anakin was like 8 years old.
No, I'm not saying that 8 years
No,
old.
when-
If
no, when they were
Qui-Gon
in the
lived, I'm
academy.
like, for like 16th birthday.
You meant Obi-Wan because he was a little nigga when Qui-Gon was around.
Yeah, you meant
Because
Obi-Wan.
you meant Obi-Wan.
What?
You meant Obi-Wan.
You meant Obi-Wan.
No, I meant if Qui-Gon still lived.
Qui-Gon
okay,
lived.
If Qui-Gon lived, he
And
should have taken
Anakin
Anakin.
was of age.
Here's the thing. Obi-Wan's a hater, and honestly, he don't got motion like that. So Obi-Wan has never been in a
Obi-Wan
strip club.
absolutely has motion.
Yes, he does.
Obi-Wan absolutely has motion.
This is a lie.
Bruh, come on, man. Don't do this, bruh. Him and Sabine.
He couldn't lock it.
Him and Satine.
He
Sorry.
couldn't lock it down.
Because he wanted to be a Jedi. He
wanted to be a cop.
Yes.
Instead,
Yes.
That's not
He's a
motion.
Come
company
on,
man.
That's motion.
That's
So
not
this is the only thing
That's
I say
absolutely
about
motion.
Obi-Wan that, to me, made Obi-Wan look like a little bit of a square. So when the dude was trying to sell Obi-Wan the spice in the club, remember that, right? Obi-Wan said, you don't want to sell spice, go home and think. That's not what I would have said. I'd have
Right.
said, hey, you're going to become the Franklin Saint of spice. This shit right here is too small time for you.
Right.
Selling spice in the club.
Live your dreams.
You're going to go out there and build a spice empire.
Right.
You're going to become the man. You're going to take nothing. If you want to sell spice, don't try to sell me spice at the bar in the club.
Nah.
Set up a spice infrastructure. Don't work for nobody else. You go be the man of spice. Get out of
You
here.
will
Go
find
live-
Papa's.
Who
go
in
be-
the Empire is flooding the Star Wars hood with spice?
Jabba, right?
Jabba.
No, Jabba wouldn't.
Jabba probably
Not on that planet.
got some spice dealings though.
Yeah.
You don't think the Empire
The
had their
bikes.
hands in the spice? They were trying to destabilize
Well, it's
everybody.
always
Of
the
course.
government.
Yeah,
The question is
yeah.
who's the Teddy? Who's the Teddy of the spice trade from the Empire that's working with
Oh,
the spice?
who's-
See,
who's
once
the
again,
government?
another great
bro.
show.
Wait. Time out. Star Wars Outlaws does this.
Ah, okay.
There's literally they have somebody infiltrate the underground, and that works for the Republic or the Imperials, right? But cosplays as a dealer, spice, weapons, the whole thing on the outer rim.
I just thought about something. This is what Wim turns into. Check me out.
Nah.
Wait. This is what Wim turns into.
Neil wouldn't allow this.
Like Wim is gonna learn. Neil is the perfect number 2 for some shit like
Yeah,
this.
Neil is the perfect number 2, bro.
Neil is the perfect.
Because he'd be
number
crying.
2.
He's like, "This not you, Wim.
Yeah,
This not you."
Neil is the perfect number 2 for some shit like this. Wim is going to be. This is my prediction. Wim is going to become the outlaw. Of all of these, Wim is the one that has the most wide eyes. Wim is the one that believes in goodness the most. So when the cracks in the foundation come about, it's going to be Wim that loses faith, goes off world, and he's gonna become a pirate.
It's gonna be so well played when in my head I see Jude Law's character playing him like a fiddle of the last possible deception that he could possibly give these kids in the final hour of either being turned in or something, and that will break Wim's heart. And that could lead him down a path of bitterness or something like that. Again,
I don't think it's like that though. I think what's more likely is to be they finally find their way home, and all the kids are like, Neil, KB, and Fern are like, yo, I'm excited to be home. Let's do it. And then John's like, yo, I can't really stay here. I gotta go.
Yeah.
And Wim's like, bet, let's go.
He's
taking with you.
going?
He's
Yeah, I'm not
stabbing
going.
these
So
kids in
home.
the back. Here's the thing. It takes a certain type of man to be stealing money from kids. I was like, this nigga no good.
But he used it to help them though.
Yeah.
I know. You can't.
Inadvertently,
Inadvertently,
yeah.
he would have kept that shit to himself.
But
if
he,
that hadn't happened.
okay, but here's the thing though, right? He could have been like, y'all got them kids over there, bet. Cool, kill them. I don't care.
Fair. To be
You know
fair
what I'm
though,
saying?
it is just his lunch money, so.
Right? Like it's cool. Like, hey, it all worked out.
What is at Adden? What is it? Charles, what is it? I know your interest is piqued.
Bro.
Well, Charles, you want to know so bad.
It's not like a
Yeah,
government
Charles texted me
program.
last night. It was maybe 1:30 in the morning.
Oh.
And I could hear a lady in the background. She's like, Chuck, come back to bed. Come back to bed. And Chuck is like, I'm like, yo, Charles, what's going on, man? You okay? You need me to come out there? He goes, Van, bruh, I'm sitting up here right now. He goes, how's your hair? You're in the shedding stage right now? And I'm like, good. He's like, bro, I gotta know what Adeniran is, bro. I gotta know. And all I hear in the background, I actually heard two voices.
Oh,
Chuck,
right.
What? Chill.
Come
Chill.
back to
What is
Adeniran? But
Fuck Adeniran.
Chuck wants to know so badly what Adeniran
So bad.
is. He called me last night, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, between
That's
rounds.
I think
Stop. Can we not?
it's Treasure Planet. It's Treasure Planet. It's where, you know, the mythical treasure is. Now, what that treasure actually might be, is it some Jedi stuff? Is it just actual Republic credits? We don't know for sure, but there's a reason why it got scratched off, right?
Yeah.
They found it. SM3's former captain found it. There's got to be something there of use of power that we just don't know what it is yet, but it's something for sure.
All right.
Look, guys, we're all in on Skeleton Crew right
Whoa,
now.
Loving it.
whoa. 3/4 are
No,
in.
we're all in.
I have 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
We're
Mostly out.
He likes it. We're all in on Skeleton Crew right now. But that's enough. That's enough of the crew for today. Look, I have to be honest with you.
Yeah.
This is a show that I didn't have high expectations for. It's true.
Yes.
But that's not why I'm enjoying it. I'm legitimately enjoying the show.
Same.
I'm legitimately
It's
enjoying
fun.
the
It's
show.
a lot of
I
fun.
keep
y'all having
catching
fun. It's
myself
great.
being like, I'm having a great, like, I keep being shocked at how good of a time I'm having.
Bro,
when I watch
when they
this
saw the statue with no head, it was like
King No Head.
King No Head.
King No Head.
It's like, that's what you think his name was, King No Head.
King No Head.
Yes.
It's just so funny.
They're laying out their clues really well. They're laying out the stakes really well. They're taking us to new and different worlds, new and different things we haven't seen before. It's all you can ask for from Star Wars. And the most important thing is, and this is something I was worried about, the performances in the show are very good.
Incredibly good.
The performances in the show are very good.
Yeah.
They're very good. Okay,
Yes.
that's a wrap. That's a wrap, Charles. It's a wrap. Tomorrow, the Midnight Boys are giving you their instant reactions to the first Superman trailer from James Gunn. The teaser was out today.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
All right,
Save
man.
it for the fucking tomorrow.
Save it for the
bro.
fucking pod.
Save it.
When is the trailer dropping? Like, what time?
That's probably like
I think
maybe
it's
like
6 a.m. PT.
6 a.m. PT?
I believe.
Yeah.
6 a.m. PT. Okay, so 6 a.m. PT, the trailer drops, and then after the trailer drops, we're going to watch it, and we're going to react to it, and we're going to give you guys our thoughts. The future of superhero cinema depends on this movie, and so we'll make sure that we give you guys a robust breakdown of it. On Friday, the Mid Boys are chasing rings with their instant reactions to Sonic 3, and they're also going to do a special episode of Mid Edition on Star Wars Spice and Star Wars Club 713.
Yeah, we'll get right on that. Yeah,
Those
for
are
sure.
our two pitches.
Hell yeah.
We're going to pitch those two shows. Star Wars Spice
John Favreau, Kathleen Kennedy.
is about the
Dave Filoni.
spice trade in the galaxy.
Call us.
Star Wars Club 713 is about Club 713 on Coruscant, about a group of dancers, some of which are Force sensitive, and how they make their way in the
Can
galaxy.
you imagine if a Jedi slapped a stripper's ass with the Force?
Yeah.
That should be so
Smack. You know what I mean?
He just didn't move.
Okay. Also, House of R keeps cooking with their Skeleton Crew and Dune Prophecy deep dives. Our producers are Steve, the architect Ahlman, Aleya, SOB Zenieris, with editing by Cameron Dinwiddie. Jonathan Kermah's back there.
And our big dog Cory.
Big dog Cory is back there. The
CMC.
black and white cookie. Hashtag Jomi Pistol Adeniran on social. Pistol. That nigga Pistol. We know what happened to Pistol too. I can tell the whole story.
Please do not.
Let's not.
Okay.
Let's not.
Chuck, take us out.
Skeleton Crew is definitely a show. I gotta keep it real. It might be fuck these kids, but I'm riding for Neil.